So the Mini 2, as you've seen from our previous tests, yes, it's a lot better, it's brilliant, but there's still problems with the connection when at a distance. So DJI have had loads and loads and loads of complaints about this. So in a hope to address this problem, they've just released firmware 1.2.1, which is available for download on the App Store and Google Play. So brilliant thought. So I downloaded it, brought it out. I want to go to the same location that I've done the last two tests, just to keep it fair, and also it's round about the same wind level as it was the other day on this last test. So I was thinking, brilliant, are we going to be able to reach the 3 kilometre point? Because if you've seen the last one, it just tops out nearly about 2,500 meters. So the firmware 1.2.1, is it any better? No, and I'll show you now why. So I've come to the same location. It is fairly windy today, but it's, if anything, it's slightly less than it was when I last tested it in this location. So that brings me on to another point which I'll get to. But regards to the issue of the 1.2.1 firmware, that was meant to address the pop-up coming up saying adjust antennas, and also about the signal issues that people were facing, not only with the Mavic Mini 1, but also the new Mini 2. People who have had the drones previously and had it for a long time and getting decent distances and connections were also all of a sudden getting really bad connections and performance out of the drone through software. So I was hoping, fingers crossed, this would improve the Mini 2 as well. It hasn't. If anything, it's actually worse than the last time. Now I know there's lots of different factors that could cause this, different interferences in the area, but that's why I've come to the same location to try and keep it consistent. So took off, same location, and then as it's flying, I've thought, right, I'll try it initially at a lower altitude because of the wind, because as soon as you get about 50-60 meters in height, message after message about the wind. So I thought I'll keep it low and just see how far it can get. And as you can see from this area now, it starts to lose connection already. So I increased the altitude back to about 80 meters in height, and then it's just struggling, constantly getting messages about losing connection, aircraft disconnected. It tries to return home at one point. I cancelled that, carried on, increased the height a little bit. Still the same. I've put my phone onto airplane mode, turned my watch onto airplane mode, disconnects again. Anyway, I carried on pushing it as much as I could until it got to this distance here. It was 1,400 meters. And then at this distance, it was just lagging so much that it was just losing connection all the time, so bring it back. This is meant to be OcuSync 2.0. I get it's not going to be as powerful and as stable as in FCC mode because we're here in the UK, but I wanted it to be better than it is at the moment, and I think it still can be. I'm trying to bring it to locations which is going to be normal everyday use for people. People aren't just going to go into the middle of nowhere in a massive open space just to fly the drone. They're going to want to fly it in places where you're going to go and visit beaches, cities. Obviously, I know keeping respect of all the drone laws, that's fine, do that, yes, but you're not going to want to just go to a field in the middle of nowhere every time you want to fly your drone just to get a good signal. So I'm doing these tests to show you that at the moment, even the Mini 2, the connection and the signal is better and more stable than the first Mini 1, but it's still nowhere near anything like the Air 2 or the Mavic series. It's not, and I think it should be a lot better. In this location, there's not much interference where I am compared to where I could be, and at 1,400 meters dropping out, and that was after pushing it. So at around about 1,000, it's 1 kilometre away, and the drone is losing connection constantly. I don't think is good enough, and I think another software update is needed to address this problem and to sort this out. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found that helpful. It is disappointing that this update still doesn't address the signal issues, and there are still cutouts and interference with this drone. I think the OcuSync should be better, and hopefully it can be better. So DJI, if you are watching this, let's get another update out please, and let's sort this out. Thank you.